Hey guys, today we are going to be making some Haitian black bean sauce. So as you can see, we have about 2 cups of black beans. It's actually dry beans. I have already washed the black beans and we have a pot of hot water. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add the washed black beans in the pot of water, and I have already have my stove on low. Since it is dry beans, we are going to cover it and let it cook for about an hour and a half, so an hour and 45 minutes, and we'll be back to finish the process. Hey guys, so this is what the beans look like after it has been cooked for about an hour 45 minutes. So what we are going to do with these beans, we are actually going to blend half of it for the sauce. And here goes the other ingredients that I am going to be using. I will be using onions, I have red bell pepper, I have a habanero pepper, I have a parsley, and I have some green onions. I have about 1/3 of vegetable oil, and there goes my blender that I am going to be using to blend the beans. So as far as more seasoning, I have 1 pack of chicken bouillon from Herb Box. I will be using some garlic powder, cayenne pepper, salt, Larry's seasoned salt a little bit, and then this green ingredient. This is a mixture of onion, garlic, parsley. I blend all these things together. It has some pepper on it, and this thing is called épice, and we use it in every Haitian recipe, literally. So what we are going to do now, I will be blending the beans, and as soon as I finish blending it, we'll be right back. Hey guys, so this is what the beans look like after I finish blending it. So what I'm going to do now, I have a strainer. I put the strainer on top of the pot, and I'm actually going to drain the blended beans back inside the pot. The reason I blend it is because I want the sauce to be fine. I don't want it to have any, you see those little beanie things right there? I don't want it to have it in it. I want the sauce to be super fine. This is the ground of the bean that I do not want in the sauce. So that's why I use the strainer to catch it. As you can tell, I did not add any additional water. I have the same water that the bean was cooked in. So do not add any other tap water. That's why when you're cooking the beans, make sure that you put enough water in your pot. So the amount of water you add depends on how much bean sauce you are making. So make sure you add adequate water from the beginning. So here we go. This is the part that I do not want in my bean sauce. So now that we have the bean sauce, the part that we have blended, remember I told you guys that I was only going to blend half of the beans that I cooked. This is the remaining half, and I just add it back in the pot. Now this is just a matter of just adding the ingredients and let the bean sauce simmer. So the first thing that I'm going to add is my 1/3 cup of oil. I am adding my onions. I actually cut a whole onion. I'm adding my green onion. Also the red bell pepper. So now you just add everything in the pot. I'm adding my parsley, Then I start adding the dry ingredient. I'm going to add my chicken bouillon packet. Salt. You can eyeball the salt. I'm going to eyeball it. I think this is a spoon. Okay, I'll put a little bit more. 1 spoon of salt. And of course, when I do the taste test, if it needs more salt, I'll just add it. I'll put a little bit of garlic powder, cayenne pepper, not too much, because remember I have a habanero pepper that I am about to add in it. A little bit of Larry salt. Now we are just adding every ingredient. And then my piece, the mixture of all the green stuff that I have blended that I told you guys earlier, like the onion, green onion, garlic, parsley, and I add 2 scoops, and I give it a good stir. I'm going to taste it to see my level of salt, if I need to add anything a little extra. I want to add a little bit more salt. And then add your habanero pepper and let this simmer. I will cover this and I will let it be on the stove for more than 30 minutes, and then it will be ready. So guys, there's one last step for the bean sauce. I'm actually going to make some dumpling. In Haitian, in Creole, we call it boy. So this is the last step for the black bean sauce. I'm about to make some dumpling to put in it. So this is, I'm using a 1/2 cup. So I'm actually going to do 2 cups of flour. So since this one is a 1/2 cup, so I'll do 4 of it to equal to 2 cups. 2 cups of flour. Then I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of salt. The dumpling, the way we make it, is super easy. It's just salt, flour, and water. And I am going to add a little bit of water so I could start the mixture. I am done with the mixture for the boy, as we call it in here in America. They call it dumpling, but us, we roll it. We take the dough and we just roll it in our hand, and this is how we're going to add it in the bean sauce. I will make about, and I know one probably is asking, how do you eat the bean sauce? You can eat it by itself like a soup. You can also eat it with white rice. You can eat it with cornmeal that's cooked. So there's different ways that you can eat the bean sauce, and it's super tasty. So here we go. We are adding the boy in the bean sauce. I added about what, 5? Voila. Let's add 1 more. Then give it a little stir. And here we go. So I'm just going to cover it back up, and it should be done in about 15 minutes. So here we are with the bean sauce. It is ready. And it is so good, and it smells super good. Here we go, guys. The black bean sauce, the sauce bar, and I have it with some white rice. If you like this recipe, hit the like and also subscribe to the channel. If you have any question or comment, leave it below and I will answer.